Hello, hello, hello. It's been a minute here since I have had been on live or even recording recorded video. I'm Kathy Hampton of Wellness and Healing Practices. That's a new name for me. Well, also formerly of Wellside Retreats. That's a whole nother video that you'll hear about the name change for me. Still doing the same thing except doing it in a different way. But welcome to my channel. Tonight is a special night and something I'm really excited about because I've experienced the job toxicity. And we have a real expert here tonight, Dr. Kimani Norrington-Sands. We all lovingly call her Dr. Kimani in our community, and she's going to be talking to you as well as me about a virtual summit that's coming to you, and we hope that you would register. Anyone that you know who needs to sign up needs to hear how to liberate yourself from job toxicity. And uh, she has been working in this area for a while, and is helping other women, Black women in particular. Has a mission, actually, a call to action to help liberate 500 women, I believe. So, I'm just a small part of helping her get the word out. But we want you to register for this summit as well. So, again, my name is Kathy Hampton. Welcome to the channel. I am the founder of Wellness and Healing Practices, formerly Wellside Retreats. I help Black women move away from what is no longer serving them and help them move to a place of wellness and peace. And I usually specifically speak to women who are 50 and over. But this actually applies, today's video actually applies to people who are women, Black women of many ages. I have actually helped my daughter realize the signs and signals of a toxic workplace. And she's in her 20s, right out of college, right into the career world, had to deal with job toxicity, and thought that it was her, that she was the failure. So this is a really important topic. We are going to, I want you to meet Dr. Kimani now as she introduces herself, and then we'll get into the real meat of tonight's conversation. Welcome,
Thank,
Dr. Kimani.
thank you, Kathy. I love that you had that conversation with your daughter. That's very
Mhm.
powerful. So, hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Kimani. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, a toxic job survivor, and more importantly, I like to say I'm a toxic job liberator for Black women. So, with Marissa Price, I'm co-hosting the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women, May 18th and 19th. Tickets are available now, and you will learn not only how to address the mindset issues that might keep you at a toxic job, like the fears of finances, but you're also going to learn about different ways to replace your income. So many different people. We have an all-star lineup of Black women who've left jobs and are doing well. So those are the presenters. But we're here to really share information with you. And as you said, Kathy, I'm on a mission, right? So
Mhm.
Marissa and I are aiming to get 500 Black women liberated through this summit because we know that a toxic job can really harm you physically and psychologically. So we are channeling our inner Harriet to save 500 Black women. We are asking that you save yourself and that you save other Black women by registering for the summit. So you register and also tell your friends and your family to also register as well.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for for telling us about yourself, telling us about your experience as well. And there are plenty of people I know who have experienced job toxicity, and believe that it is not something that they need um, they need to share with others,
Mm-hmm.
or they feel as if, oh, this is something normal. It's
Mm-hmm.
the job is something I have to do. I have
Mm-hmm.
to support myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it is settling, for the coins, for the support of the family, but but also doing harm,
Mm-hmm.
staying in the situation. It was something that happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
for many many years, and until I recognized it, I
Mm-hmm.
was having problems with my health.
Mm-hmm.
I was depressed,
Mm-hmm.
getting out of bed crying, not wanting to go to work, standing in the
Mm-hmm.
shower for minutes upon minutes, not wanting to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah, and having anxiety, plus other reasons for the anxiety. And
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I had depression or anxiety. It was just I
Mm-hmm.
was working a long hours, and
Yeah.
I forgot, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, this is important stuff. So Dr. Kamani, tell us about the summit,
Mm-hmm.
and also let us know what uh, why someone should attend,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of support um, they could receive, or
Mm-hmm.
what messages they may be hearing.
Yes, yes. First, I just want to acknowledge what you just said. I think so many Black women have a similar experience where we are recognizing on some level that we don't like our jobs or the job is harming us in some ways, but we really feel that we don't have any options. We feel that we have to stay at that particular job. And then people around us are telling us, girl, that's the way jobs are. They all like that. Just do this, do that, like these short-term band-aids, but they're really encouraging us to settle into these harmful environments. And because so many of us have experienced toxic jobs because of racism and sexism, unfortunately, it is a normal experience for us as Black women. So on my channel, I talk a lot about how this is so common, the dynamics that many of us as Black women experience in the workplace. So, I really started my YouTube channel and Stephanie Perry's YouTube challenge, right? So when when we were at Stephanie's YouTube challenge, she asked like, "What do you want to focus on?" I said, "I don't know, maybe Black women to talk to jobs." And she's like, do it today, right?" And so what I noticed was initially when I was talking about it, it was really trying to get the toxicity out of my system. So people ask like, "Well, what is a toxic job? How do I know it's toxic?" I say anything that's causing physical and or emotional harm, right? So that was my way of kind of getting it out of my system, was to talk about it. And I knew that the toxic job was trying to humiliate and silence me. So my response was, I'm going to get louder. I'm going to talk on YouTube. But what I found was when I started talking about healing, my healing, Black women just start reaching out to me like from around the world and saying, "Oh my God, I am having the same experience. Are you in my head?" And it just got bigger. And then I started realizing there's a lot of us out here having a similar experience. Why are not more people talking about it? Like Dr. Carrie Aziz talks about it, Minda Hart talks about it. But why are more people not talking about this if this is so common for us as Black women? Like we're treated like we're just expendable, or we should just accept this disrespectful, harmful, toxic behavior. So from there, became on fire, right? I became on fire about liberating other Black women from toxic jobs because I don't want anyone to experience what you experienced, to experience what I experienced. The alarm goes off and I'm dreading waking up. Sundays rolls around, I'm miserable. I'm just like mortified. I got to go back to the job. I don't want any Black woman to experience that. So my mission is to show Black women you can leave, you can do well financially. The point is
Yes.
planning
Yeah.
and get yourself organized. So then I started working with Marissa Price, and Marissa actually came up with the idea. She said, "What about a summit?" And I was like, "That's a brilliant idea." So we worked together and said, "What are some of the main issues that keep Black women at a toxic job?" Our mindset. So we're going to have Stephanie Perry talking about job detox and fears and all that. She's starting off. And then we're also going to talk about burnout. What does burnout look like? Because as Black women, we're so used to working so hard all the time. And I got this. I'm beat down, but I got this. I got this. But that's a classic sign of burnout. And we have to be able to recognize the signs. So Kira is going to be talking about burnout. And then we're going to have Dr. Robin, no, we're going to have Kamisha Jones talking about mental health, ways that a toxic job can impact your mental health, because it can be very serious. And we've seen really bad situations that have happened in relation to mental health and Black women in the workplace. So we have that. And then we have Dr. Robin Scott, who's going to be talking about our sleep, because I remember so many nights thinking about what happened at the toxic job, what I could have said, why didn't I say this to that person? Sleep all jacked up, right? So Dr. Robin Scott is going to talk about ways for us to come up with, she talked about it, there's a skill for us to learn how to sleep better. And then we're going to end off day one with Alicia Renice talking about ways for us to reconnect to our joy, our dreams, and our creativity. Because when you're in a toxic job, it just robs, it's like a soul sucking experience. It sucks everything out of you. And so how do we reclaim that from a toxic job? So the summit, that's just day one. So the summit really is for Black women, no matter, like you said, no matter what age, no matter what your profession, no matter what your education background, it's for all Black women. If you are at the beginning stages of this does not seem right, to give me a plan and get out of here, right? Because by the end of the summit, you will have an exit plan. So it's not just about talk, it's about actually, these are the tools we're telling you how to create your action plan. And somebody said this, I don't know who said it, but get ready, right? So get ready so you'll be ready. So when it's time to go, you're ready to go, okay? So day two of the summit kicks off with Anne-Marie Archer, the anti-HR lady, talking about discrimination, severance, all that. And then we have Libria Jones talking about how to get remote work, contract work, freelance, all that kind of stuff, okay? Replacing your income. Then Patrice Lindo is going to talk about how do you create a side hustle, right? So how do you start making that money while you're still working to then transition out? And then Marissa and I are going to talk about how to create your own business. So we both create our own businesses. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to end off day two with Dr. Roche Brown, who's a financial psychologist, a Black woman financial psychologist. And I work with her to get my money right so I can leave the toxic job. So she's going to finish it off that day. So she's going to be talking about creating your financial plan. And there's 3 different tiers of the summit. But let me say this first. Marissa and I are very mindful that as Black women, we don't want people in our business, okay? We may not want people to know that we're trying to leave a job. So nobody will be seen on camera except for the speakers. No names will be listed. If people want to ask questions, make comments, they can just change their name in the platform, okay? So there's 3 tiers of tickets. So there's general admission. So you come in those 2 days, you get the information. The second tier is you come in, you get the information, but you get the recordings forever. And then you also get the Welcome to Your Queendom digital fillable workbook, which is the workbook that I actually created for myself as a roadmap to help me get out of a toxic job, because I was so disconnected from myself. And the roadmap helps you connect to what do you need to do, right, to get your mind together. So you'll get that as well. And then the top tier is the recording, the workbook, and then a masterclass that following Monday with Dr. Roche Brown, the financial psychologist, to really get your financial plan together. So if you're trying to go and you're like, I really need my financial stuff together, then it's probably a good idea to get the top tier.
Very good. Wow. Y'all thought of everything.
I'm so excited. Yes, I'm like fired up. And that's why, I really excuse me, when I talk to Black women as a therapist, as a coach on my YouTube channel, and I see the stories, I see Black women talking about their experiences. I remember when Stephanie Perry interviewed me, I think was it last year, about Black women leaving toxic jobs. And Kathy, the comments, it was like more than 800
Mhm.
comments. It was like, oh my God. And just to see that, I know that of course, I'm not happy this happened to me. However, I know that
Yeah.
God is saying, this is what you are going to do, because I've always been the vocal person to kind of speak up about things. And for me, I used to be known as the Harriet Tubman at the job, which was a farce, right? But now I'm the Harriet Tubman liberating Black women.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm trying to usher 500 Black women to freedom through the summit. That's this year. And then next year, Marissa Price and I want to do 1,000 women. We want to get a
All
thousand Black
right.
women
That's
to freedom
good.
through the summit. Yes.
All right. Very good. You guys are awesome. You guys are
And
awesome.
I want to say this
Amen.
too. I'm going to say this too.
Okay.
That Marissa and I are really trying to liberate Black women, but we
Mhm.
really want other Black women to be a part of this movement too. And we want other Black women who are watching this to be a part of the movement and liberate not only themselves, but look out for our sisters and
Yes.
liberate them too. So if
Yes.
you know your sister, your mama, your friend,
Mhm.
right? Maybe gift them a ticket. You can gift them a ticket if you're
Right.
going to do that.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do this
That's one
together.
of the things I put in the description to share this video
Mhm.
or share the link to the summit. I have put in the comments here in StreamYard, which you will see the registration link. You can click on that or copy and paste it into a different browser or into a browser to get the registration. I'm going to also, I did send out notice today about the summit and hope that anyone can share it. I had somebody register already. I'm very proud of myself to attend, and my friend who is actually in the comments, Angela Dean. She has a question. I got her attention. Thank you for hosting this talk, Kathy. I'd love to hear let's see. I'd love to hear how to deal with the toxic Karens in the workplace. Um, I've though that was my issue. The Karens before we started calling them Karens, that they were my issues. I did not know how to deal with them. As I was telling Dr. Kimani before we came on, is that I experienced this in a managerial role, um, and I was treated so poorly that I actually thought that I would have outer body experiences. Like they're not really doing this to me. I would separate myself and kind of like I was like a above my head talking to myself, and looking probably bewildered to them. But they were the Karens. I was asked by a partner for some information, and I knew where to look for it. It was probably about 2 or 3 weeks after I was hired, and I didn't know. I'm working in a law library. I didn't know exactly where it was on the shelf, but I knew the location. Well, before I could even put my hand up toward the book, this woman came out, got in front of me, reached up, got the book, gave it to the attorney, and thanked him for coming in to the library on my behalf, I guess. And so, you know, the Karens are a real deal, and one one actually one experience for me was that um I was working on a project that was taking a long time. There were a lot of edits to it, and I was, I would would do the work. I was sitting in the office. I was quiet. I was doing what I was supposed to do. And manager Karen came in and said, "It doesn't look like you're working hard enough. There's some wallpaper coming off of the wall. Maybe you should contact, yeah, maybe you should contact uh, uh, maintenance to get that fixed." Yeah, it was
How demeaning is that? How
yeah,
demeaning is
yeah.
that?
This was these were, and I'm like,
Wow.
and it went on and on and on, and I had put, okay, I believe you had a video that talked about, I'm not sure who it was with, but how this affects families, how
Oh, yeah.
toxicities affects family life, right?
Yes. Yes.
It did. It
Mhm.
Because I had to then start thinking about myself and getting out of that. How was I going to
Mhm.
get away? But
Mhm.
I had just put one child in an expensive private school and was getting
Mm.
ready to put the other one in. Now,
Mm.
how was I gonna do that if I was
Yeah.
gonna leave the job?
Yeah. Yeah. So many things, Kathy. One, your mind and body was trying to respond to that toxic, traumatic environment by disassociating. So you were no longer with yourself. You're like observing it.
Mhm,
And that's not healthy, that disconnect.
mhm.
And when you continue to experience these kind of things, you start questioning yourself. So they're
Yeah.
gaslighting you, they're doing shady stuff. Then you start questioning yourself, like, did I mess up or did I not do something? Or why would they think
Mhm.
that? And when you think about Karens or anybody else in the work environment, anybody engaging in negative behaviors, you have to start recognizing that the system is allowing these people to function like this. So it's
Mhm.
not just that one Karen, because they
Mm-mm.
probably know about Karen,
That's
right?
right. That's
They,
right.
they know about Karen, they know about the workplace bully. The fact they're not doing anything about it, that is a sign of a toxic work environment. So just like when you had that conversation with your daughter about how to recognize the signs,
Yeah.
my hope, Marissa's hope, is that Black women become more aware of the signs earlier on and we say, right? But then we don't lie and say, oh, I got this. I'm going to play them. No. Pay attention to the signs and say, okay, let me start getting my exit plan together. Right.
Mhm.
And then you
Yeah.
talk about finances. So finances is the biggest thing that often keeps us at a toxic job
That's
that
right.
kept me there way too long. Right. But
That's
for
right.
me, when I took a leave of absence, I started working with Dr. Roche Brown because I was like, I got to get my finances together because I got to get out of here, right? So that's why we're bringing her to the summit because we're like, if that's the issue, then let's approach the issue. Let's not be controlled by the finances. But
Right.
another thing that happens a lot of times in toxic jobs is the toxicity spills over to our family. So we come home, we're stressed out. So you're not fully present for your kids, family. You're just stressed out all the time. You talk about the job all the time. Everybody's sick of hearing about the job, but
Mhm.
also your family is seeing you being harmed. And then that harms them because then
Yes.
they start feeling helpless and hopeless. Like, I don't even know how to help you. It's making them feel sad. And you're referring to the video that I did recently with Dr. Jillian Wiley and her mother. And they were both on talking about how the toxic job impacted mom as well. And when we think about it too, if you're a mother, think about this. So as you're going into a toxic job and you're being disrespected, more than likely your kids are hearing you talk about the toxic job. So let us think about as mothers, what is the message that we're sending to our kids? If they're seeing us being disrespected, are we showing them, okay, you're going to go into these work environments and they disrespect you, but just take it? Or are we saying to our kids, if people don't value you or respect you, then start making an exit plan to get out? Because we wouldn't want our kids to be in something like that. So why should we? So if the issue again is finances, then let's address the elephant in the room. Let's
Mhm.
address what we're scared
Mhm.
of,
Mhm.
and let's come up with
Mhm.
a plan. Let's get ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you.
so I don't think I answered the question fully.
No, I think go ahead. Keep
What you
going.
do about Karens is you start getting your exit plan together because you can set boundaries with different people. It's a short-term fix because guess what? Karen's gonna keep coming back because
Right.
Karen is emboldened. The workplace bullies emboldened. All these people are emboldened because the system allows for it to happen. So the more you stay and say, I'm not gonna let Karen run me out of here. You know, I'm a fight Karen. I'm gonna do all this other kind of stuff. You are set up for failure
Yeah.
because you are out there by yourself. The system is not going to support you. They're going to support Karen, and then you are going to continue to fight and be harmed. So when I say this, how you do Karen, you set the boundaries, but then you also start exit planning and try to get out that environment.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And I know this now, but it took me, I don't know how long. I mean, I'm going to say it, for most of my career. So I've been in the same field for 30 years. And so I'm going to say so 15 years for me. When things got bad, I was doing really well. And then all of a sudden something hit. It seemed like it was when I was, I don't know, maybe 40. I don't know, when things really started getting bad. And I had gone up that ladder, I had done all the things. I had all the education, all the stuff. And then all of a sudden things started happening. And it happened when I became, my kids got older and they were, school age. And I'm trying to do all the things as we family people do. And so what I would do was I would run. I explained this to you. I would find another opportunity. If it wasn't because my family was relocated for work, husband was relocated to work, I would then change positions, trying to find the right fit. But you can't run away from a Karen. You just said it. And it just kept happening and happening until I realized, and it just recently, that I had to work for myself. I had to control how I dealt with this. So this is great that you are going to have, Labria Jones, some other people talking about work and how to make a plan. Because that's what I did.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of, along with other things, that I continually journaled. That's why I'm big into the practice of journaling, making plans. I made plans after plans after plans, whether it was a personal relationship or financial issues. I made a plan for all of this. And this is self-help because I didn't know who to go to.
Yeah. And most of us don't, right? Yeah. So again, we think that this is just how it's supposed to be. We have people around us telling us that's just how it is. Then we think about how we were raised as Black women. We're strong.
That's right.
We don't give up. Nobody runs us out of here. You don't show how you feel. We're not weak. We're not a punk.
You'll be crying at the job.
All of that, right? We're a strong person. We're just strong, right? So all of that. So we're carrying all that with us. And Kathy, you raised a really good point too. Many times as we come into the job, it's good. It's good at first. And we're not really having that many problems. And then things start happening. We're like, wait a minute, what's happening? So then we try to go back to how it used to be. And we're holding on to that dream. But part of leaving a toxic job is grieving the loss of what it was, and it's not going to be that anymore.
Okay.
And recognizing you are more important than the job. You need to save yourself. So the grieving part is something that you might want to address in therapy as well. So therapy might be a good first start for most Black women.
Okay, good. Yeah. And I didn't go to a therapist until I think it was after the job that I ran to. After that one, I went to a therapist, and it was very helpful. I think I didn't stay with the therapy, but it was helpful for me. It
Mhm.
shined a light on things, made things
Yes.
clearer. Um,
Yes.
and then, you know, other job opportunities came. I took them. I actually felt really good in one position, but then I started having I started having other issues, personal
Mhm.
issues,
Mhm.
and so I did a lot of self help. And
Mhm.
so if I had known that there were other people out there who could help me, you know, like I was trying to think of, do I sue? You know,
Mhm.
do I sue? And this
Mhm.
brings me to the point. I'm gonna kind of segue
Mhm.
um to this point. I ran
Mhm.
across an article about 2 weeks ago, and I mentioned it in my journaling session, that I was going to post it about people, about this woman, and I put the article link in, I think, in the banners or maybe in the comments. Let's see. Did I put it? No, maybe I didn't put it in there. Um, let's see. In the banner. Nope, I did not. But I apologize for that. I'm gonna just it's in the description of the YouTube video. I'm sorry. In the description of this YouTube video, you'll find a link to the article entitled Morgan Lewis Accused of Age Race Bias by Patent Specialists. And I ran across the article and I froze because after reading it, this woman, and her name is Melinda Robertson. Let's hold her up in prayer.
Mhm. Mhm.
She has got a case against a pretty large law firm, and Melinda Robertson is 60 years old. And the reason why it made me stop in my tracks is because I work for this firm.
Wow.
Um, this was this is where I met my first Karens, the first Karens,
Mm.
and I was not 60. But this is a woman who is going through this at this age right before retirement. And that's what
Mm.
struck out to me.
Mhm.
But she decided that she's in Washington, D.C.,
Mhm.
and she has counsel. And it's public, you know, and I
How
wish
courageous. So
I
courageous.
yes,
Yes.
and I'm like, go for it. So
Yes.
she decided to get a Anne Marie,
Good. Good.
right, who's going to take her case to court
Mhm.
or to have it settled.
Mhm.
I don't know. I've got to follow up on this. Her attorney is she's represented by Neil S. Hyman of the law firm of Neil S. Hyman. So he's a solo practitioner or has his own office, and she's going to court. And right now they're thinking about $600,000, but I'm
Wow.
thinking maybe a little more
Yeah.
for Melinda Roberson. But
Yes.
she's my hero right now because it's public. It's public, and
Mhm.
she's fighting it. And
Yeah.
that's what I wished I could have done. I think a lot of us wished that we could do these things,
Well,
but
Kathy,
we
let,
don't.
let me say this. Let us give us some grace because when we're in these situations, when you decide to sue or not to sue, because filing a lawsuit is a bear. I have sued a school before. It's a horrible experience. It took like 5 years for the
Oh my
lawsuit to settle.
God.
It's very, very, very stressful. So before we think about going into lawsuits, we have to think you made the best decision for you at that time. For
Yeah.
me, I made the best decision for me at that time. So I was in the middle of another lawsuit. I was like, I don't have the mental space to sue this job. But some Black women do. So I want to encourage all Black women. So if you want to sue, I'm here to support you. If you don't want to sue, I'm here to support you. The main thing is that you honor yourself and you say, what is it that you need? Do you want to do that? Because for
Mhm,
me, I
mhm.
said, you know what? My main thing is that I want to help liberate Black women from my experience. Do I want to go and be in a lawsuit with these people? No. I want no more contact with them, right? I don't want to hear about you. I don't
That's
want to see
right.
you, nothing. But
That's
how do I channel the rage about what happened to me and so many
yes.
other Black women who are still there, or who have left, or who have died, or developed
Yes.
strokes and heart attacks and cancer, all at that job, not that
Yes.
much older than me. So how do I rechannel that rage? It's through my YouTube channel, right? Lift Up to Climb Consulting Wellness Services, the summit. That's how I rechannel my rage.
Very
But
good.
I just want us to not beat ourselves up about what we didn't do,
Right.
because there's other ways that you're liberating Black women too.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes. And I know that we have our own crosses to bear, and the way
Mm-hmm.
we handle things or the way that we handle things. One
Mm-hmm.
person's story is not like the other.
Yeah.
We are different. And, it was not until I became a part of this community, Exodus Summit,
Mm-hmm.
um, Vicarious, um, be, became associated with Stephanie Perry, did I feel that, wow, they're shining light on the issues that I'm concerned with,
Mm-hmm.
and made me realize how I was going to deal with my issues myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires some courage. It
Yes.
requires courage to move, to take the steps necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It may be uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but when you feel that this is what you need to do for yourself, then you
Mm-hmm.
do what is going to take you to that place. A place
Exactly.
of peace, really, is what
Yeah,
I
and saving yourself. I did a
even
video.
myself.
I
That's
think
right.
I posted yesterday on my channel. I said, I saw a post on LinkedIn and they asked, why is it courageous to leave an abusive relationship but not an abusive job?
That's
And that's
right.
something we need to ask ourselves, because many times these jobs are like abusive relationships.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
why would we try to convince ourselves to stay in an abusive relationship or a job?
There you go. That's right. Move away from what is no longer serving you. If
And
it's not,
harming you.
and harming you, it's
Mm-hmm.
harming you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I believe in that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. So, Angela, I hope that you, let's see, where what does she say? Angela says, so you avoid the place and don't even go and work for them.
Oh, I said, but the first part was, how do you spot a toxic work environment during the job interview process?
Oh, okay. You
So
get that.
that's tricky, Angela. You know why? Because they're not going to come out and say certain things. Like, you can ask them, like, well, how do you handle conflict? Or you can ask them that. I would say the best thing is to do your research. So go to Glassdoor, go to Indeed, do your research about those companies and see what people are saying about those companies. If you know people who work there, ask them those questions. So I would say you can ask them some questions in the interview process. I wouldn't put too much weight on it because they're not going to tell you the truth anyway. I would do my own research, right, to see what people are saying about it. And if you happen to get the job and you're there and you start seeing some red flags, please pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, well, let me give it some time. No, it's probably going to get worse. So pay attention to the signs, and you can start exit planning early on. You don't need to tell anybody you're exit planning, but just start getting your stuff together and just pivot to something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Thank you. Um, Pamela Jones, thank you for coming tonight and listening in. Thank you for the conversation. I look forward to the summit. Okay, very good. Pam Jones
Excellent.
here. Very good. Glad to have you attend. I'm glad that you're attending. Yeah, and I'm thinking 3.5 million sounds about right for Miss Roberson.
I think so too. I think so too. Yes, she
Yeah.
deserves it.
I think she deserves it. I really have to follow up on this. I don't, a lot of times these are settlements that don't, come down and we don't know about them.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that this particular firm is also a government contractor. So it gets a lot of, she's a patent specialist. So it gets, a lot of clientele from, as a government, from the government.
And I
So
also commend her that because of her age, because
yes.
I have also heard so many Black women say around that age group, I'm so close to retirement. I'm gonna just try to stay here because I've got 3 or 4 more years. And I don't know if you saw this post in the Exodus Summit Facebook group. Oh my God. A woman said, I'm hanging on by a string at my job. Can somebody tell me how I can make it for the next 3 to 4 years?
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Because when I hear people talk like that, I just want to say, sis, if you're hanging on by a string, what makes you think that you're going to be able to make it 3 to 4 years?
That's right.
And is there another way for you to still access the retirement, maybe a little later, get some other form of income? But our health is more important than that. And think about, even if you do make it, what's going to be the quality of your life? Are you going to be so beat down by the time you get to retirement that you can't even enjoy it if you make it?
If you make it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I say this all the time. And because I can walk out, God forbid. I live in Philadelphia, and people drive crazy on these small streets. I could be taking a nice walk, and next thing I know, it's over. And I have plans for my life, but you have to start thinking about time. Someone said, a friend of mine told me, someone said to her, life is really long. You can be miserable for a long time.
Oh,
right? If you think about it,
that's true.
As opposed to life is short.
That's true.
You can be miserable for the longest time. So why not, if you're going to live well.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
that's what you want to do during your life.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And I forgot to mention too, Kathy, that during the summit, we're also going to talk about what to do about your health insurance, life insurance, and retirement. Because if those issues, yeah, girl, if they keep you there, we're like, okay, let's look at all our options. So there's no way that you can say, I don't know what to do. We're giving you the information. You just have to follow up on the information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, you've covered all your bases on this summit.
Let me just ask Black women, as you're watching this right now, the hope is that you join Marissa and I on our mission to liberate 500 Black women from toxic jobs so they can replace their income by coming to the summit. We're approaching 200 participants right now. We're trying to get to 500, okay? So this is a collective goal for us as Black women. So we need your help as you're watching this video to share this information with other Black women. Register yourself, but we're trying to liberate 500 Black women.
Very good. And so tell us this, Dr. Kimani, where can people watch your YouTube channel? What is your YouTube channel called?
Yes, my YouTube channel is called Lifting as We Climb, Consulting Wellness Services. Every Sunday, I go on live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central time with a different Black woman guest, because I want people to see toxic job survivors who are doing well. How are they doing well? How were they able to heal or healing from this experience? How are they replacing their income? So every Sunday, I have a different guest. And then I have other recorded videos as well.
Okay. All right. So I just put in the comments the link again to the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women. And I also put the name of Dr. Kimani's YouTube channel, Lifting as We Climb, YouTube every Sunday. and I get my notifications. I may not watch everyone, but I'm there to hit the high notes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But yes, and Marissa Price is a wonder.
Yes,
I
and
work
follow
with
her too on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel as well, Marissa Price MSW.
MSW. She's a smarty pants about everything. So please support her YouTube channel. And I just really appreciate that you got in touch with me so that I could share this with my subscribers and followers as well.
Yes,
And
I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm like, Black women, there's another way. I want you to see that
yes,
there is another way, but you got to take the step. You got to
that's
take the
right.
step and liberate yourself too. But we're
That's
giving
right.
you tools.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the planning is, I'm key on it. I'm key on it. I work for a judge who told me as a law clerk, if you don't make a plan, then you can plan to fail. What you
Oh,
gonna do?
oh,
What
yes.
you gonna do? She said, make a plan at every step in your life.
So true.
When you can't figure it out in your head, you got to put it down on some paper somewhere and figure it out. And that's the key for me in figuring out some of this stuff. But I wish that I had, and I'm gonna give myself grace for this. It came when it needed to come. The help that I needed came when it needed to come, and I'm glad that it did. So I'm gonna see you at the summit.
Yay.
Yeah, I got to get my ticket.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
like you said, you'll see me, but I won't see you guys, right? Because you won't be on camera. Okay. So don't have concerns like somebody gonna find out you're trying to leave. Nobody's gonna see you.
Yeah.
They won't see your name either.
All right. Okay. All right, Dr. Kimani. Thank you for all of that. I've enjoyed you here sharing us collaborating for the first time.
Yes.
We've been sitting and getting our lessons from Miss Stephanie Perry on YouTube. But yeah, this was great and right on time. Right on time.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
I appreciate being here today.
All right, no problem. So if you like this video for anyone in the future, do me a favor and subscribe, ring the notification bell if you have not subscribed to my channel. And, I come on mostly doing journaling with me. It's called Journal with Me on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 7:30 a.m. But I also will be doing more videos recorded, committing myself to record at least once a week and have a guest on at least every month, collaborating with someone. And I hope that you will stick around and get that notification when something is uploaded. You will watch. So thanks again, Dr. Kimani, and we'll be in touch. And much love to all of you. Tamika Moore, thanks for showing up. Pamela Jones, Angela Dean, thank you. And Marissa Price came by. All right. Take care. Much love to you. Bye.
Bye.